every Monday for a half hour, we're just going to focus on 1 or 2 areas of the body, and then hopefully you can apply it off your mat. And it is going to be yoga based. I'm a yoga instructor, and so yoga mat is helpful. We're not going to do too much centering, but it's always great to have either a towel or a blanket. It's nice just as classes progress to have a strap or a tie or a scarf or something or a belt that represents a strap, just to have it nearby, because you may need it. I may not need it, but you may, and I'll offer that up, as well as blocks or books or soup cans or something that you can have. So it's always great to have that around. So we're going to start on our backs, okay? Just before we begin, I just always like just to remind you, so just to trust your body, listen to your body. We all have different physical limitations, and just to trust yourself. So always know that, as well as we do use our breath to move deeper in our poses, which our poses are called asanas. So we use our breath. So I do like to center the beginning of every practice, because it's an important part of the yoga journey, is to understand the breath. If you have your breath through your exercise and your yoga, then you're going to be able to move deeper into your asana. So great. So let's start on our backs. We're lowering down on our back just for a few breaths. We're just going to sit here quietly. If you have a blanket and like it under your head, you can do that. If you would like, you can roll it up. Only if you like, you don't need to, and put it under your heart center, which is at your back, right around where like the bottom of a bra strap would be, and lower it on down, and then let the shoulders roll over. And it's really a vulnerable position, this position. I know that it is. Arms are extended, your legs are extended, your heart is beaming up at the sky. And start to settle in. Exposing our heart is vulnerable. It feels a little awkward sometimes even. Let those shoulders wrap around. But we have to let our shoulders go. That's where we hold a lot of our tension. Start to notice your breath, breathing in through the nose and out. In and out. A few more breaths. Just notice your chest lifting and rising on your inhales and falling on your exhales. So notice that. So important to notice the breath. Deep, expansive inhales. So feel your ribs open up and settle down on your exhale. Let's do 2 more breaths there. Through the nose is yoga. Less cute otherwise. So always breathing in through the nose and out. Quiet that mind. Maybe start to constrict the back of your throat like you're fogging a glass, and hear the ocean sound in your ears. So it's a longer breath, maybe counting 3 or 4 seconds on your inhales, matching it, or even a little longer on your exhale. Inhales and exhales, hearing that different breath. It's called the Ujjayi breath. It's an important breath that we need to access in yoga. So I'm training you in it. Feels deeper. It's longer. It's heart-warming, navel-warming breath. Take 3 more of those, slow and steady, counting your inhales, matching your exhales. Hearing it in your ear as you constrict your throat. 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath here. And maybe just rolling onto one side and lifting that blanket if you had it and moving it out of the way. And go back to your back and hug your knees into your chest. Maybe rocking those knees one way, rocking them the other, making small circles with those knees. Really great, letting the lower back press into the mat as you roll. One way, rolling in the other, chest. And start to extend your left leg along the mat, fully down. And then hug that right knee in and extend that right knee up to the sky. You can have a bend in the knee, flexed in that right foot. Interlace your hands behind your right thigh and pull it towards you. As you do this, notice where your shoulders are. Roll them on back down on the mat. Navel starts to come to spine. That's in and up, and pull that leg further, closer and closer towards your nose. Now let that leg come straighter and straighter towards the sky. Press like you have something on that foot, and maybe your elbows are going to extend. Maybe your arms are going to be straight. Maybe your shoulders are now active and off the ground. And let that thigh pull your shoulders. Really is opening up your shoulders. Navel's in, left foot that's extended along the mat is active. When I say active, hug muscle to bone, flex that foot. It doesn't sit there limp and like just fold it off on the side. Everything in our body needs to be strong. Our legs are strong, our navel's strong. You're feeling that shoulder stretch, you're feeling that energy. Maybe point and flex that foot. Inhale, point, exhale, flex that top right foot. Keep going. Maybe do some circles one way, circles the other way. Opening up. You're going to hear a little snap, crackle, pop. Beautiful job. Bring that leg in. Maybe make a few circles one way, taking your interlaced hands on the shin, on the outer edge of that knee, and go one way, maybe go the other way. Really opening up that hip flexor, but it's also opening up your sacrum. And now extend that right leg along the mat. Inhale, left knee in, hug it in. Maybe pull it towards your chest a little bit. Extend that left leg to the sky. Maybe have a bend in that left knee, it's okay. Interlace your hand behind your left thigh. Pull that leg towards your nose as you flex that left foot, and notice where your right foot is, flexed and straight. Pull it towards your shoulders are down first. Find your breath, pull it in, navel in, pull that leg. You're feeling that hamstring, certainly. And now extend, lengthen, taking that left foot and stamp the ceiling and straighten that leg more as your knee, your elbows start to extend and your shoulders are coming off, and let the weight of that thigh pull your hands. And that's pulling your shoulders. You're feeling it in both shoulders. You're feeling it in your navel. You're feeling it in your thigh. You're flexing both feet. Navel is in. And breathe. Nicely done. Maybe flexing and pointing on your breath. So inhales, exhales, flex. Inhales, point. Exhales, flex. Maybe do some circles one way and the other. Nicely done. Now bend that knee in. Interlace the hands on the outside of that knee. Maybe do some circles one way on that hip. And do circles the other. Nicely done. Now hug your right knee in. You're hugging both knees in. Do those circles again. One way and the other. That's right on the lower back. Here we go. Extend those legs up to the sky. Flex feet. Both hands are on either side on the mat. Knees could be bent or straight. Navel, and you're in this pike position. Flexed feet. Find your breath. Now I'm offering up, if you have a sensitive lower back, be aware, take your hands into little L's and then lift your seat and put them underneath your sacrum, which is your lower back, because that supports it, gives it a little bit more support. You don't need it, then don't do it. Okay, so either under your back or extended flat, all 10 fingers spread. And we're gonna do some leg lifts. It's called lever pose. And we're going to do it on our breath, but make sure your navel is tight. When I say tight, it's to spine, okay? So active legs, active belly, and exhale a third of the breath and a third on the legs. Keep going. A third down, and then a third to hover. Don't drop them. Inhale, bring them back up. We're doing that again. Exhale those legs down a third. Are they tight and strong? A third, navel's in, and a third, hover. Inhale that same breath all the way up. Keep going. A third, and a third down to hover. Inhale it up. That's 3. Keep going. A third, third, inhale it up, that's 4. Let's try to get to 6. A third, strong legs, strong navel, a third, that's 5. You can do it, you made a deal, we're going to 6, so we're doing it one more time. Breathe through it, that's where the breath comes in, the Ujjayi breath. Don't hold your breath, inhale it up, hug those knees in, give yourself a little love, maybe rocking those knees one way, rock them the other, just like we've been doing, a few circles. So good, nicely done. Really is good for your lower back, really great for that lumbar spine. Okay, so now take your interlaced hands, put them behind your head. Knees are tucked in. We're gonna bicycle, we all know this one. Again, another navel to spine, but we're gonna extend our right leg out and we're taking our right elbow to left knee and we're coming back and we're going left elbow to right knee. We're bicycling and we're keep going, slow and steady on our breath. Inhale and then exhale and then keep going, slow and steady. You go as slow or as fast. This isn't the gym, so we don't have to go power. We just need to go on our breath. And you're feeling your navel, because I know I'm feeling mine. Do a few more rounds and make a deal with yourself. You decide. I'm going to do 5 more. I'm going to do 4 more. I'm going to do 3 more. I'm going to do 2 more. Maybe 1 more. And bring it back. Hug your knees in. And rock. See, now you're feeling your belly. It's so important to understand that belly. And I pointed out, start out early in our practice, if you have a strong belly, you have a strong back. But if your belly, you're letting it all go, your back is going to hurt because your belly is running the show. So we need to run the show, okay? Happy baby, grab the outer edges of our feet, flex in that feet. If you can't reach your feet, that's okay. Reach your shins, reach your thighs. Everyone should be able to do this. And rock left, rock right. So you find it. Eventually you'll get to the outer edges and pull them down. As you pull, you're going to feel your back stretch. Of course you are. Navel's in, even here. And rock left, rock right feels so good. If your mat is on a hard floor, you're going to feel it even better. I really don't like my mat on a rug. If you have your mat on a rug, you're going to feel this somewhat. But you really need to be on like a wood floor or a tiled floor or linoleum floor or something to have your mat on it. And so just always be aware. If today's not going to work, then maybe relocate next time. But I just want to point that out because this part, feeling the hard surface on your body is part of the posture. You never go to a yoga studio really unless it's a really, see a really soft rug. Nicely done. So now extend those legs, bring them, the soles of the feet down, knees are up. Take your right foot and cross it at your left ankle. Like you're making a figure 4, flexed in that right foot and lift the left foot off the mat. Interlace your hands again behind that thigh. We've done that a lot today. And start pulling that leg towards you, that left leg, as your right elbow is pushing your right thigh away, flexed in both feet. Keeps you safe, keeps your knees safe. This is pigeon on our back, early pigeon, but this is so good for our lower back. And connect with your breath. This is the moment that we need that Ujjayi breath. That's that ocean breath we set up at the beginning of our practice. Slow, steady inhales, slow, steady exhales. If you like to take it deeper, you can extend that left leg a little bit. Keep breathing here. It's so good for our lumbar spine. Really, really great. Breathing here. This is wonderful for a piriformis muscle, which is the muscle that is nagging us in our sciatica. So this is how we open it. We can stay here. If you did this every morning or every day, oh my God, it's so good for you. Breathe here. Long and steady inhales, long and steady exhales. Notice as you let that air out, the leg drops even more. Take 3 more breaths here. We do stay longer in a hip opener asana because the hips are stubborn. The hips hold tension. And so of course we need to stay longer and release because tension tends to want to hold on. And let that left leg go. Drop it down, uncross the legs. Maybe take their knees over to the right. Inhale it back through center. Drop them over the left. Inhale through center. 2 more like this. Over the right. So good to release the lower back and left. And 1 more round. Over to the right. Drop them right. Inhale through center and left. Back through center. Plug that right foot in. Lift the left foot. Left ankle over right knee. Pause. And then interlace your hands behind that right foot. The foot comes off the mat. As you interlace it behind the right thigh, flex both feet. Start pulling that right leg thigh towards you as your left elbow pushes your left thigh away. Flex feet, navel in, and breath. Don't forget to breathe. Don't bite down on your teeth. Don't start making shopping lists in your brain. Start to find the breath and release. You have to train in releasing. That's why you're here. We hold too much. Everyone does. No one's at fault for that. It's our life. We just creep it all in, let it sit on our shoulders and our hips, and then we let it out, and sometimes not the best way. Keep pushing that left elbow away. You may feel little cracks, little things shifting. In yoga, you always feel things shift in your body. And always, sometimes it makes you worried. No, it's okay for things to shift. You're actually giving yourself like alignment. You laying on the floor, you're aligning your spine. You're working on your lumbar spine. You're doing yourself such good things for your body. Keep breathing here. 3 more long, steady inhales and exhales. Nicely done. On your exhale, drop that right foot, drop the left. Let's do a couple. Drop those knees over to the right. Inhale back through center and left on your exhale. Inhale center and right. Back through center and left. And 1 more round. On your own breath. Back through center, hugging those knees in, but this time we're taking our hands behind the thighs, just ever so slowly. Tuck your chin, lift it. Knees are coming in, making like a little ball. And then we're going to start to roll forward and back. Really giving ourselves a little massage. You're going to feel it in your belly. As you go forward and back, little circles, tuck your chin, navel in as you roll until you roll enough into, you get up, and your toes are on the mat. Pause here, knees in, shoulders roll back, hands are on your thighs. We're going to move into a quick boat pose so we can just stay here. We're on our toes. That could be enough for your navel. Strong arms, shoulders roll back. Or if you have it available and you want to lift those feet up and have a little angle here, that's fine. Or if you want to go into the full expression, that would be extending the legs straight, shoulders roll back, chin is up. Find your breath, pause wherever you are. You could be there, you could be with the bent knees, you could just have the toes barely touching, or you could have your hands behind your thighs and help lift your heart. Anything works. Whatever you're doing is yoga. And you're working on building that navel. So wonderful, nicely done. Cross those feet, coming forward, planting your hands, and let's come into our tabletop. Okay, so hands are directly under your face, and knees are inner hips distance. We're going to come through our cat-cow. So strong hands, all 10 fingers spread wide, and the base of that hand is like a suction cup into the mat, and inner rotating your elbow creases. So the creases are at the front. So really strong arms, strong navel. Inhale, drop your chest on those toes, gaze forward. Exhale, round your spine, tucking through your arching cat. And navel's in and up. Drop that head. Inhale, coming forward through your cow. Heart forward, gaze forward. Exhale, rounding, maybe tops of feet, rounding your spine and your arching cat. Bring it all in, tuck. Keep going, breath to movement. So you get to keep moving. If you're getting a little confused with the feet, just leave the feet where they are and just keep moving the upper body. You'll eventually find the lower feet. So you can do this whole thing without even moving your feet. But you get to decide what works for you. Breath and movement. So wonderful. This is so great, by the way, for your lumbar spine, for your thoracic spine, for every part of your spine. Really great. Everyone, keep going. Let's do one more round here. Back through neutral, and then just extend those legs out. We're coming down, bend those elbows. We're coming down to our bellies. So we're just lowering down. We're coming on our forearms. So we're on our like little L's with our hand. And our navel is in, our shoulders are back, our chin is level. This is called Sphinx Pose. Find a few breaths here. So we're on our forearms. And breathe. Maybe spread all 10 fingers and push the mat a little bit. And inhale. Exhale, looking to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Feeling it in your neck for sure. Inhale, center, right to the, exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Let's go one more round on our breath. Navel in, strong legs, by the way. And back through center and left. I definitely feel that on my neck. And lowering down. Hands are coming back to about even with our chest. Our chin is on the mat. Inhale, lift your right foot about an inch off the floor, point the toe, extend the legs, and lower. Now notice how those toes are a good inch or two longer than the left toes, right? So inhale, lift that left foot up, the thigh up, everything. Pull it like someone is pulling your toes to the back of the mat. Lower it. Now they're even. Your toe mounds are touching, by the way. Your elbows are up. Your hands are on the mat. Your chin is on the mat. Your navel starts to engage. That's bringing it in and up. Your legs are so tight that your knees are lifting off the floor, but your feet are still on the floor. So everything is in and up. We're going to come up to baby cobra. So good on the lower back. So we're pressing into the hands ever so slightly as we lift our heart center, peel our heart up, chin up, push it away ever so slowly, tight everything. And then exhale, lower down. We're going to do that 2 more times. But as we lift, maybe be aware of your hands. Maybe put a little less weight into the hands. You can still have it in there, but try to pull up and use your lower back to do it instead of the hands. Yes, it hurts. I know. Exhale, lower. And one more time. Breathe in, maybe even less weight. Look, I'm not even using my hands. I'm lifting them, and I'm still lifted. You don't have to do that, of course. You're using those as your guide. Exhale, lower. This is all called baby cobra. Let's do one more, 4th one. I'm going to show you high cobra, not baby. It's called Bhujangasana. Pressing it now. Look, now I'm pressing into the hands, and I'm lifting up a little bit more, but I'm not straightening my elbows. Just going a little bit more. If you have it available and you can do it, so good. And exhale, lower. Nicely done. We're going to sink our seats into our child pose. We're coming up onto that table, taking a big wide knees to the edge of the mat, toes are touching and pressing back. Hands are coming forward and lowering down, sinking our seat into our child's pose. Our third eye, which is our forehead, touches the mat. If it doesn't reach the mat, let it touch a block. If this is uncomfortable for you, I offer up a few things. You have this blanket. You can always put it in between your thighs and your calves. That helps. If your toes are starting to cramp, which at first, if you're first and new to yoga, yes, your toes will cramp a lot. That's okay. There's always something. You could put a blanket by your feet if you need. Anything goes. So you find your way as you pause here. Inhales and exhales, connecting with your breath. So good here too for your lower back. Maybe let's come on our fingertips for a moment. Very different posture. Maybe gaze forward, stay low, walk those hands all the way over to the right. Breathing here. And back through center. Come through center, go left. Back through center, nicely done. Walking your hands up. If you have something, remove it. We're coming into low lunge. So right foot comes forward and we sink our seat, right knee over right ankle, and let something go. Pressing forward, hands are forward for a moment. Breathing here. Hands can now come up, interlace them at that right knee, and press forward. This is so important. Opening up that left psoas, which is beautiful iliopsoas that gets tight when we sit all day. We usually are sitting a lot now, especially because we're working all from home. So I'm sitting probably so much more. Being aware of how much you sit and making sure you make time to stretch. So just showing up here is wonderful. Take another breath. And hands come down. Right foot comes back. Left leg forward now. On the sole of that foot, coming forward, sinking that seat, coming forward with your hips, perineum down. Left knee over left ankle, and hands are coming forward first. Take a breath, and then coming up, interlace your hands at that left knee, push it away, not down, away. Shoulders are rolling back as you open up. This is where your psoas live, by the way. This is the whole psoas, and when we sit too long, it actually tightens and it shrinks like a rubber band. Just imagine a rubber band, and you've seen those really old looking ones that are all like crusty and everything, and they break when you go near it. If you don't move this, eventually your lower back is gonna hurt you, because if you're not working on your psoas, your lower back starts feeling it. So really breathing here, nicely done. Take that hands back, and we're just gonna come back and we're gonna find a seat. Take that foot back and then find a seat on our mat. Maybe swing our legs in front and scooch up just another breath or two. Maybe our hands are on behind like this, fingertips this way or this way, either way. Inhale, let's knock those knees right and back through center and left. So good, release on our lower back. Keep going. And one more time. Let's extend those legs out straight and take your right leg in. Inhale, bring it on in. Interlace those hands. Sit tall, navel in. Take your palm and make sure it's about a palm's distance between your leg and your foot. Inhale, looking towards with your right arm around that left leg, and your left arm behind you as a second spine. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, look over your back shoulder. Find a little twist, flexed in your front right foot, by the way. Don't let that flop over to the side. It should be straight and tall. Breathing here. If you have it available and like to take the outer edge of that forearm, your right forearm to the outer edge of that knee, stop sign that hand, you can do that too. But just breathe here. Sit tall, navel in, exhale, find the backhand twisting you deeper, find you pumping and wedging your elbow into that leg to help you. Nicely done. Come through center, extend that left leg, inhale that right leg. In and up, palms distance apart, flexed in that left foot. Stand tall, sit tall, shoulders back, hugging that left arm around that right knee. And that right arm behind you as a second spine. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. If you have it available and like to take that left hand, the outer edge of that arm, and stop sign that hand to the other side. Great. Breathe. Marachasana variation. Marachasana. Yeah, that's it. Breathing here. Inhales and exhales. Nicely done. And coming back through center. And we're going to come back slowly, slowly. Tuck your chin, navel in, lowering, lowering, lowering onto our backs. Hug our knees into our chest. Extend our left leg up. We're hugging that right knee in. Take our left hand to the outside edge of that right knee. Right hand on the mat. Press the mat. Move that left knee over for a knee down twist. That right knee is coming over the left leg as much or as little. If you have a block there, I'll show you what that looks like. You can have a block right there. Your knee could just sit on the block. Your left hand could be in the outer edge of that right knee. Right arm tees out, gazes over right shoulder. Pause, breathe. Feel that side body release. Feel the lower back You're gonna feel it for sure in your lower right back. So good for your glutes here, so good for your lower back stretch. You're moving your muscles in your back in ways you never did, so it's important to do more of it. Come back through center, hug your knees into your chest for a moment, and then extend your right leg out and hug that left leg in. Take the right hand to the outside edge of your left foot. Left hand comes to the mat. Press it, push yourself over as your right hand pulls your left knee over your right leg for knee down twist. Use a blanket, use blocks, use anything if you need, or go all the way down, whatever feels right for you. Tee up the left arm, gaze over left shoulder. And remember that breath. Can't just show up here and hold your breath, because the breath will help you release here. Make it a slow and steady. Once you're aware of it, it quiets the mind. It does release. When you quiet your mind and release, all of a sudden a lot of stress gets lifted, and when your stress is lifted, you can handle your day better, handle your family better, your friends, handle everything better if you feel better. So remember, always go back to ourselves. Inhale, coming back to center, hugging it in. Because you can always want everyone to behave a certain way around you, but when you have control of yourself, that's all that matters. You cannot live through anyone else. Just live through yourself. Extend your legs. Let yourself settle in for just a couple seconds of a quick Shavasana. We don't do a lot in this 30-minute class, but we need a good couple breaths here just to quiet our mind and refocus back to ourselves. So take a few moments. Just 3 loving breaths for yourself, purposeful breaths that are just for you and only you. Hug your knees into your chest and rocking onto one side. Pause for one breath as you push yourself up with your eyes still shut to a seated position, any cross-legged seat or any seat that's comfortable. If you're not comfortable, sit on a blanket, because that lifts your seat, or sit on a block, even better. Hands rest on your knees for a moment. Sit tall. Hands come to prayer at heart center, bowing your chin to heart center, acknowledging yourself for showing up for your 30-minute stretch. Beautiful job, everyone. Hope you take this feeling of peace, love, and kindness off your mat to every wonderful day of your living. Namaste.